Hello and welcome back to basketball, Panther fans. It's our first live stream of the basketball season, and we're glad to be back.
Today the girls take on the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors, and it's going to be a good one, but a tough game for the girls tonight.
I will be your play-by-play commentator for the evening, Carson Cook, and sitting alongside me, your color commentator,
Julia McKee. The Panthers come into this game 3-0 after recently beating Bentonville 57-20. The Warriors are also coming into this game with the win against Benton 56-43. In 2021, the Panthers were beat in a nail-biter by the Warriors with a final of 55-50, but they recovered last season where they took it back, winning 61-51.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see both of these teams play throughout the year. The Warriors in their 5A conference definitely going to be big dogs, and this Panther team just electrifying. Starting the season 3-0, looking for 4-0 tonight. Very, very excited. But as for this Warriors team, they're not too shabby themselves. They've got a coach who has an amazing story. He started in the winter of 2015 to 2016, has 170 wins as a head coach, and has coached all 4 of his daughters. His oldest, Destiny, head coach at A-State right now. Ronald Rogers was diagnosed with cancer in this past spring, and look at him still on the court with his team. Just absolutely inspiring from Coach Rogers.
And adding on to talking about his daughters, his youngest daughter, Whitley Rogers, is a sophomore this year, and she is #1 on the team. She is great on defense, leading with steals for the team, and she also played for AAU for the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League, and she has offers from Middle Tennessee State University and the University of Memphis as a sophomore.
The Warriors last season went 22-8 overall and 12-3 in their 5A conference. Both of these teams have been electric in the past few years. The Panthers not too shabby themselves. I'm excited to see how this Panther duo of JC and Jenna cook at the three-point line. As we know, last year they were absolute shooters from behind the arc. I'm excited to see what some of these sophomores can do and these incoming juniors, one of which being Kennedy Churchill, a multi-sport athlete playing soccer for your Panthers as well.
Going back to Jenna and JC, Jenna just recently signed to UCA. She's transferring over there for the fall of 2024, and we're very excited that she decided to stay in-state. She had various offers consisting of Bradley, Euler, Missouri Western, Harding, and even Marshall University.
We've got another senior that I'm excited to see that we haven't seen in the past few years. Recently coming from Atkins, Arkansas, Abby Grace Cunningham. She had a double-double versus Lamar last year, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Has offers from UAM and signed to ATU in the class of 2028.
Abby Grace is also a multi-sport athlete. We saw her in Atkins. She played basketball and volleyball there, and she was extraordinary at basketball, but I'm very excited to see how she plays basketball here. She had 3 recorded double-doubles last season, and that is absolutely spectacular. So I'm very excited to see how she's going to do transferring from Atkins to here.
Well, join us at the tip-off, and as always, stay in tune, Panther fans. We're going to start it when they get onto the court, okay? Do you think that one okay? That one okay. We started too early. Good evening. Welcome to Panther Kansas Academy High School. That's on that. Featuring visiting Little Rock Christian Warriors and your Cabot Panthers. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Enjoy a short moment of silence. Followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us for a moment of silence. Welcome back, Panther fans. As you can tell, we have a new face at the tip-off, Abby Grace Cunningham, the senior from Atkins. Really excited to see how this game plays out. Ball is up, and the tip goes Little Rock Christian Academy's way. Jenna Cook at the point guarding number 5, AJ Jackson. Jackson to Rogers. Passing the ball around as the Warriors. Nice to see a very fundamentally sound team like this. Rogers now. Pass it back out. Pass it out to the three-point line. The shot is up and no good. Bree Hall with the rebound. Jenna Cook will take the point now for the Panthers. Over to Bliss Miller. Out to Hall and nearly poked away. Back to Miller. Miller looking inside, won't find anything. Outside to Cook. Cook trying to read this defense. We'll get it to his sister, JC. Bliss Miller at the top. Driving in, out to Hall. Swing it around to Jenna Cook and off the backboard. Miller will get the rebound. No good. Stolen by Jenna Cook. Jenna Cook going the other way. Go up, and she's fouled. That'll be a blocking foul. She looks... Jenna Cook is on the court now. Gonna take her a second to get up.
She seems to have came down really hard on her ankle.
Personal foul, Lady Warriors 5, AJ Jackson, her first. First team foul at Little Rock Christian.
And a tough player, Jenna Cook. She'll go ahead and go to the line.
There's one word that comes to mind when we think of Jenna Cook, and that is resilient. She will not take no for an answer, and even with this her ankle, she is still going for her shot.
First is up. Jenna Cook visibly hurt. It will go out. The score stays at 0-0. Cook's second shot is good this time. That'll put the first point on the board for the Panthers. Kaylin Bean, the sophomore, will come in for Jenna Cook. The Warriors have the ball now. Met by Bean. And crossed up is Bean. She'll get the steal anyways. Pass it out to Bliss Miller. Miller trying to find something inside. She'll pass it out to JC Cook. Cook finds Miller again. Driving inside, Miller goes up, and it's a blocking foul on the Warriors.
That's one thing that we should talk about is our sophomores. We have really good sophomores, not only the Panthers, but the Warriors as well. The Warriors also have 2 starting freshmen this year.
Miller's first shot is no good. Her second will go. That makes the lead 2-0 for Cabot. Jackson taking the ball up the court now. She'll get it to McNay, the junior. Out to Adeline Kayla. Back to Jackson. Jackson with the 3. It's no good. Abby Grace Cunningham with the rebound. She'll give it to Bean. Bean taking the ball up the court now. Pass it out to Miller. Trying to make something happen inside. Miller will miss. It'll be a foul on the floor.
So far in this game, our Panthers have been really good at defense, but I'm waiting for their offense to catch up. Last year, they had extraordinary, they played extraordinary on offense, but right now it's just defense, defense, defense.
As you see Kennedy Churchill come in for Bree Hall, the Warriors trying to stop some more points on the board now. Abby Grace Cunningham will take the whole team herself. They'll call it jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession Lady Panthers.
Bean passes it into Cunningham. Cunningham finding Cook. Cook with the shot. And that is a 3-ball. The coveted 3-ball for the Cook sisters, as it was last year, puts 5 points up on the board now for the Panthers.
That 3 is really what we were waiting on.
Rogers with the ball now. Trying to get her Warriors team in motion. Pass it out. Hit away by Churchill, recovered by Cunningham. Bliss Miller taking it down the court now.
That's another, let me go back to the defense. Our defense is extraordinary this year.
Cunningham with the 3-ball herself. That'll make it 8-0. Your Lady Panthers leading the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors. Abby Grace Cunningham coming into the game. You thought she'd be playing more of a center role, and you've seen her in the paint a few times, but showing that she can do it all, hitting that 3-ball to extend this lead to 8 over the Warriors. Not exactly something you expected to see coming into this game, as this Warriors is a tooth and nail team, as they've shown in their respective conference, but these Panthers are just something else this year. McNay gets it in to Rogers. Whitney Rogers trying to get her offense in motion for the first time tonight. She'll get it to Jackson. Jackson driving in, and she's fouled.
Personal foul. Lady Panthers 3. First team foul.
We saw last season that AJ Jackson is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to threes. She had a numerous amount of threes last season.
Number 5, Jackson for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, and on defense, she's not too shabby herself, where she has led her team in steals over the past 2 years.
AJ Jackson can do it all, and I'm ready to see it.
Her first at the line is no good. Bree Hall now for the Panthers, coming in for Cunningham. Jackson's second. That one will be good. Putting their first point on the board for the Warriors is AJ Jackson. Bean, get it to Cook. Trying to make something happen. Cook pushing inside. Churchill with the ball now. An ill-advised pass to Hall, nearly gets away from him. Moving the rock around is the Panthers. Down low from a great pass from J.C. Cook, and an even better layup from Bliss Miller. Rogers with the ball now. Trying to slow this offense down. Trying to take it to the hole herself. She'll be fouled. Oh no, they'll call it a travel, and just not what you need as a Warriors fan. Churchill, another ill-advised pass intended for Bliss Miller, poked away by the Warriors.
Here comes Rogers making something happen.
35, McNay almost gets the ball poked away from her. Jackson trying to get it out. Won't be able to. There'll be a foul call.
Personal foul. Lady Panthers 13, Bree Hall. Second team foul on behalf of the Lady Panthers.
Jackson trying to find somebody. We'll just throw it up to Rogers. It'll work out. Whitney Rogers, very obvious key player for these Warriors, and she'll put another 2 points off of a nice shot, making it 10-3, the Panther lead.
We saw towards the beginning that the Warriors had to kind of struggle trying to get this game going, but hopefully Rogers will kickstart this game for them.
Yeah, and Whitley Rogers has been the only bright spot here on this Warriors team, as she's taken the rock herself and taken it to the hole, getting 3 points, cutting down this lead to only 7. Bean's pass poked away by A.J. Jackson. We were just saying that earlier. The steals from Jackson has been incredible this season. And as a Panther fan, you're not hoping to see more tonight, but it sure has been impressive what she's been doing. Be a timeout for your Lady Panthers. And Julia, looking at this Warriors team, you're down 7 so early. How do you think this Warrior team gets back into the game?
I think really it's up to Rogers and Jackson to take charge, because they are really taking the reins and doing it for this team. It is taking a little bit for them to get started, but Rogers and Jackson are really trying to kickstart it and get it going, and I think that their leadership and their roles are going to bring this team together and get them some points on the board.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to experience, as you see this young Warriors team. Whitley Rogers, only a sophomore, A.J. Jackson, a junior. One of their coveted seniors tore their ACL at the end of last soccer season, Ella Watson. Just a young, inexperienced team here for the Warriors. As Bean takes it herself, she'll try and pass it out. She won't be able to. Stolen by Whitley Rogers. Pass it back up to Jackson.
As we've seen so far, this is really a game on defense. It's going at each other.
A little bit of a personnel change from the Panthers. Lily Bowles in the game now. Cunningham back into it. The Warrior shot is up and no good. They'll get it back. However, that shot is no good. Lily Bowles with the rebound. Bean, get it to Hall. Hall trying to take it herself. She'll pass it out to Cunningham. Cunningham with another 3 ball. This one off the mark. Jackson to the corner. They'll give it to her big, and this one's good. It'll be a foul as well. J.B. McNay will have a chance at a 3-point opportunity here for the Warriors.
And that's going back on what you said, this young team. J.B. McNay herself, she's only a junior.
And it looks like the starting squad is back on the field, or excuse me, the court now. It's been a bit of a transition from football season for myself. As J.B. McNay, her shot is good. So that's 3 points for the Warriors, a much needed one at that, making it 10-6. And this Warrior team playing really aggressive, press off the jump as soon as they got down. Miller trying to find somebody, just heaves up a prayer to J.C. Cook, and it's answered to Cunningham on the fast break. They'll get it. It's another 2 points in the Panther lead.
We saw kind of a slow start to this game, not only the Panthers, but the Warriors as well, and it seems like this game's starting to pick up pace.
Laura Morris, the freshman, trying to make something happen in the corner. They'll get it back to McNay. McNay throws the ball just out of bounds off the hands of number 14, Adeline Calva. Another freshman starting for this Warrior squad.
And like we said, they are young, but they're good. They know what they're doing. They just don't have as much experience as the senior Cabot Panther team.
Isabella DeCastro in for the Warriors now. Get it to J.C. Cook. J.C. Cook to Bean. Bean taking it herself. She'll go up, and that's no good. She'll get her own rebound, however. She'll go up again, and this one's good after the acrobatic layup from Bean. Whitley Rogers trying to kickstart this Warriors offense. And that's just a silly foul, as the Panthers will take it back now. Bliss Miller with the ball now. Stuck in the backcourt. She'll get it to J.C. Cook. Cook downhill to Cunningham. Her layup isn't, excuse me, her layup is no good. She'll go to the line, however.
First and foul, Lady Warriors 30. Morris to the line of the Panthers. It'll be 35. Cunningham.
Cunningham with her first is good. J.C. Cook's vision on this court, getting incredible passes to people down low, has really showed that she is a incredible player, getting the rock to her teammates and opportunities to score. As A.J. Jackson will find a girl in the corner, she'll take it herself and just miss the layup. Warriors look at the ball again, and that one is good. Isabella DeCastro, the sophomore, with 2 points. Bean to Miller. Miller going up, and good. She'll go to the line for a 3-point opportunity, and this Cabot Panther offense has just been absolutely picking apart this press defense from the Warriors.
That's going to go for her one. Last time she missed the first one, and she made the second one, so we'll see what she does this time.
That one dribbling in, as Bliss Miller has 6 points on the night. A.J. Jackson now. Poked away by Bean, stolen by J.C. Cook. J.C. Cook 3-on-1 now. She'll go up herself, and she is fouled by Whitley Rogers.
Like I talked about, how Rogers and Jackson are the leaders, more say, for the Warriors. J.C. Cook and Abby Cunningham and Bliss Miller have kind of been our leaders so far this game, really taking charge and, you know, leading the rest of the team.
Yeah, they've been incredible this season and the last, as this Warriors defense has just been riddled with fouls. They've got 5 fouls already on the night. Every one of their players on the court has one to their name. So Whitley Rogers will take the ball now. Out to the corner. Calvo will pass it away. McNay back to Rogers. Rogers with the 3 ball. It's no good. Fighting for the ball. The Warriors will get it, and everybody on the floor now. They'll call it a jump ball.
Going back to our defense, this has been a game of defense, defense, and defense.
Yeah, and this Warriors team is sure good at it, as they've really gone up and got the boards on both sides of the ball, really. They've been really good at getting their rebounds, as the Panthers have struggled a bit with that, as Whitley with what would have been a phenomenal shot just misses, and that'll bring the first period to a close. Your Panthers leading 19-8 over the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors. And Julia, we talked about it a little bit earlier about how the Warriors need to get back into this game and what they can do. Any thoughts on that now?
Going back to what I said, I think it's really a game of leadership because, you know, even though our most recent Abby Grace Cunningham, she has shown a tremendous leadership qualities. She is tied with Bliss for the amount of points tonight. Her and Bliss both have 6 points apiece. And whereas the Warriors are falling a little bit behind, JB McNay is leading their team with 3 points. And I just think it's really a game of offense and defense. They're both great defensive teams, but they need to score points and play just as great offensively as well.
And the Warriors showing they're just a bit tired from this press defense, but they've really just got to finish at the boards. They get the rebounds, they get the shots up. They just can't make the shots, especially in the post. They have struggled getting those layups up and in. But here in the second period, J.C. Cook will take the ball out now for the Panthers. She'll get it to Bean, and the second period is underway. Bean got it out to Hall. Hall off the hands. She'll get it back. Cook looking to make something happen. She'll drive, pass it out to Bean. Bean going in herself. She'll get it down there to Cunningham, and a good defense from the Warriors, as we didn't see much of it in the first quarter.
Their defense really stepped up their game because we talked about our Panthers defense wearing down the Warriors, but now it's their defense blocking our offense.
Yeah, Ronald Rogers must have said something quite inspiring to see that defense come onto the court. They'll try and make the same thing happen on offense as Jackson with a deep three off the mark. Cunningham with a rebound. Bean driving, will just miss the layup off of the good defense from the Warriors. McNay take it down the field. They'll get it back to Rogers. Rogers on the outside into the double team. She'll find McNay. McNay trying to take it into the double team. And she'll be able to, over the head of Bliss Miller, she'll get 2 points. Kaylin Bean, the sophomore, showing great promise as we saw Jenna Cook struggling to walk earlier. A good point guard here in the years to come in Kaylin Bean as Cunningham showing some good moves in the post and gets 2 points up on the board for the Panthers. Panthers now lead 21-10.
We talked earlier about how we have a lot of young players, and Kaylin Bean herself, a sophomore, taking in the place for senior Jenna Cook.
And Bliss Miller trying to take the charge there. She won't be able to. They'll call it a foul on her. Whitley Rogers, though, really taking the ball and this team by the reins. Doing great to get this team back in the game. As you see Jenna Cook over there on the sideline with ice on her ankle. We'll hope to see her back into the game tonight for the Panthers. But if it keeps going this way, I don't think we'll need to. Good to Cunningham at the top of the key. That's another three for Cunningham. She's 2 for 3 on the night, and she's got double digits. AJ Jackson trying to get around Bean. She won't be able to. Rogers will recover it. The 3 ball from Isabella de Castro. Kaylin Bean over to Bree Hall. Bree Hall taking herself, and she's fouled. Excuse me, they'll call that a jump ball. A little bit quick off the jump to call the jump ball. As Adalyn Calva, well, the freshman, will take it out for the Warriors. And after a nice call in the Warriors' direction, they'll have the ball once again. Whitley Rogers trying to make something happen. She'll get it to Jackson. Jackson back to Rogers. Jackson again, and it's really just been a show of Rogers and Jackson. As Kaylin Bean and Rogers fighting for the ball, Bliss Miller will get it. And this Panther offense has been, or excuse me, this Panther defense has been incredible tonight, stopping the Warriors before they can even think about what they want to do next.
We keep going back to the defense, but I mean, we can't not talk about it. The defense on both of these teams has been extraordinary tonight, especially in the second half.
Panthers just absolutely penetrating this Warriors defense, however, as they lead 24-16. Kaylin Bean taking the ball up the court now. She'll get it to Miller. Miller driving, and a nice pass to Cunningham. Just Cunningham not really expecting it. I wasn't expecting it either. But it'll be the Warriors' ball now.
Which, in fact, Cunningham was swarmed by a herd of Warriors. And here comes Rogers. Let's see what she does.
Be a timeout for the Warriors, as Coach Rogers just needs a breath. Down 24-16 with 5 minutes left to play in this first half. It's going to be a struggle to get back into this one, but they're not too far off. It just seems like a lot more of a blowout than it actually is, as this Panther team has just had their way with the Warriors tonight.
And like you said, they're not behind by a lot, but it's just the Panthers got a really good jump on them in the beginning, and they got their points, and Little Rock Christian's following behind. But it seems that the Panthers is just one step ahead with our defense and with our offense.
Yeah, like you said, getting a jump on them. The Panthers started on an 8-0 run. And as I'm sure you know, that can be little a team's confidence, especially this Warriors team, who seem to be right back in it. In the first quarter, they didn't look as good as they do now, but if they keep playing the way that they are, we might have a game on our hands.
And again, we see Rogers about to get the ball. And like I said, leadership qualities. She's the one to get the ball, and she's the one to bring it down.
Yeah, it's so nice to see that out of just such a young player as a sophomore. Rogers has the ball now, trying to make something happen. On a double team right now, still trying to get into that paint. She'll pass it out, and she's fouled.
Personal foul, Lady Panthers 3, Kaylin Bean.
That'll be Kaylin Bean. And Kaylin Bean's got to be careful, because if she gets one too many of those fouls, she's already got 2. I don't know how many point guards we have left on this Lady Panther team. Rogers gets a bucket, that's 2. Off the nice screen from the Warriors. Rogers will get 2 more on the board, and down low from Bean to Miller, she'll just miss it. Cook meets Rogers.
And we keep talking about the age difference between the Panthers and the Warriors. But like you said, Rogers, being the sophomore that she is, she's showing extraordinary qualities. She may not be as old as our senior Panthers, but she definitely has the experience and the drive and the will to get it done.
Definitely. She's been incredible for the Warriors tonight and this season. Bree Hall in the game now for J.C. Cook. And poked away from Bean. The Warriors have the ball again.
And again, we see Rogers with the ball.
Whitley Rogers nearly doing it herself tonight. J.B. McNay out to Rogers. She'll find her teammate in the corner, Isabella DeCastro. This one, no good. Cunningham with a rebound. Find Bean. Bean taking it down the court. And they'll call a travel on Kaylin Bean. Score 24-18. Your Panthers lead. The Warriors have cut it down to only 6 now.
And like we said, the Panthers aren't leading by a lot, but getting that jump on them kind of did push the Warriors back a little bit, but they are definitely making a comeback.
Yeah, and if you started this game in the second quarter, it'd be a whole different ball game. As the Panthers get the rebound, they've got the ball once again on another stop. Hall on the layup, she's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Personal foul, Loyola Christian 3, Rogers. To the line for Lady Panthers. It'll be 30.
And that makes it 2 fouls for number 1, Whitley Rogers.
Oh, her first one is good. That'll give her her first point of the night. Lily Bowles and J.C. Cook coming for Bliss Miller and Abby Grace Cunningham now.
We talked about both of those players, Miller and Cunningham, being such great leaders and really taking charge and, you know, getting it done. And I think they just need a little breather, and then they'll come back. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll see them a lot more tonight, as Bree Hall's second one is no good. And Whitley Rogers almost with a very nice shot. Rebounded by Laura Morris. And a 3-ball. That'll be number 14, Adeline Calva on the shot, the freshman. That'll give her her first points of the night. And this Warriors offense has been really good about getting their own rebounds, especially number 30, Laura Morris, the freshman, going down to the paint and absolutely dominating those boards for the Warriors. Rogers. Cut it left. This Panther defense determined to not let Rogers get her right hand involved. And that'll be a foul on the Warriors.
And like we keep saying, you know, we have our senior Panthers versus the underclassmen Warriors, but I mean, we can't excuse them just because of their age, because they are both doing exceptionally well. The sophomore Rogers, like we've been saying, is really taking charge and, you know, getting it done, but also number 14, Adeline Calva, the freshman, she's getting it done too.
The Panthers passing the ball around now. Bliss Miller gets it to Bean. Bean with the open shot. Off the front of the rim. won't get it. Whitley Rogers trying to get the board, and that's out of bounds. Panther ball once again. But yeah, we keep going back to it. This Warrior team's so young. They have such a bright future ahead of them. And I'm excited to see what they can do in the years to come as Cunningham tripped up and trying to get it out to Hall. That'll be Warrior ball. McNay will give it to Whitley Rogers to take it up the court.
Especially Rogers being this good as only a sophomore, I can only imagine how extraordinary she's going to be when it comes to her senior year and beyond.
Rogers working the top of the key. She'll get it to JB McNay. Back to Rogers. Rogers quick to the shot. Step back, bang from Whitley Rogers. A nice three ball. And that makes it 25-24. Panthers still lead just by one now.
This Warriors comeback is no joke.
Yeah, they've been on an absolute run. There's another spectacular pass from J.C. Cook, seemingly teleporting the ball to Cunningham. That gives Cunningham 13 points on the night just here in the first half. De Castro in the corner will get it back to Rogers. And another one on Rogers. Panthers get the ball now. Kaylin Bean with the ball now for the Panthers. Bliss Miller to J.C. Cook. J.C. Cook to the corner to Cunningham. They'll call it a travel, and it's Warrior ball once again with only 35.7 seconds left in the half. Let's see what the Warriors can do here.
Like we mentioned, this Warriors comeback has been extraordinary. The Panthers led by a decent amount, and now they're only leading by 3. I feel like that also goes to the freshman and exceptionally well with Rogers. Like we said, being only a sophomore, she's getting it done.
Whitley Rogers trying to milk the clock to get the last shot of the half. Game clock and shot clock seemingly at the same time. Rogers, they'll call it a blocking foul on the Panthers, trying to get the charges. Bliss Miller, and these refs have not been generous to Miller tonight. Rogers' first shot is up, and what did you expect from Whitley Rogers as Kennedy Churchill will come in for Bliss Miller. Whitley Rogers' second is no good with a second on the clock. J.C. Cook will throw up a prayer, and no good. That'll bring us to the end of the half. Your Panthers lead 27-25 after the spectacular second quarter run from the Warriors. Join us in the second half. Hello and welcome back to Lady Panther basketball. Your Panthers lead the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors 27-25 here in Panther Stadium. In the first quarter, the Warriors started off slow but were electrifying in the second. Let's see if this Panther team can hold them off. Panthers will start with the ball here in the second half. J.C. Cook taking the ball out to Kaylin Bean. Still have yet to see Jenna Cook back into this game, and if I had to guess, we won't be able to, as she's still got her leg propped up. No ice now. That might be a good sign as Bliss Miller has the ball.
I was really hoping to see Jenna Cook in the second half, but seeing as how she's still on the bench, hopefully we'll see her next Tuesday against Benton, I'm sorry.
J.C. Cook with the ball now. She'll take it herself, and with a fadeaway shot, just misses, and Cunningham will knock it out of bounds, the Warriors' ball. That's a nice aggressive shot that we like to see from these Panthers, especially J.C. Cook, as we know she is one of our top shooters on the Lady Panthers. And speaking of shooters, A.J. Jackson takes the ball up the court now. We'll get it to Laura Morris. Back to Jackson. Jackson trying to get it to Whitley Rogers. Jackson drives herself on the double team. She's blocked. That'll be Bliss Miller on the block. Kaylin Bean getting to J.C. Cook. J.C. Cook passing it around now. Cook driving inside, and she is fouled. She'll go to the line to take two.
Both teams coming into the second half, again, are really defense heavy.
To the line for Lady Panthers, number 24, J.C. Cook.
Cook, for her first attempt, is no good, going in and out of the basket. She'll look for her second here. And that one is good, giving the Lady Panthers the first points of the half. Jackson looking to answer back now. Jackson to Rogers. Rogers will take the shot herself. She is fouled. And that one, a little bit of a delayed call, but it seemed quite obvious that that was a foul from number 13, Bree Hall. Whitley Rogers first is up and out. She'll look for a second one here in the first points of the Warriors half.
It seems to be a trend tonight that the players are missing the mark on their first shot but making it on the second one.
As both teams have been good shooters, and there you go, you say it again. She'll get the second one and the first points of the Warriors half, as the Warriors have been trailing all game. They've cut this lead down from the Panthers 28-6, and they will finally call a charging foul, but it's the wrong direction, and the Warriors will get the ball now. Losing 28-26, the Warriors will have their first chance to surpass or tie this lead that the Panthers have had all game. Let's see what they can do here with A.J. Jackson.
Like you said, the Panthers have had a lead this whole game, but the Warriors have done it exceptionally well with closing in that gap.
Jackson's shot is off the mark. Cunningham nearly tackled out of bounds. The Panthers will get the ball, and J.C. Cook will inbound for the Panthers.
Personal foul, 35 McVeigh, her third. Second team foul, Little Rock Christian.
That was number 35, J.B. McNay's third foul for the night.
Cook will get it to Bean. Kaylin Bean getting to Miller. Miller off the shot fake. She'll drive herself, give it to Cook. Cook driving in now. Guarded by A.J. Jackson, their star-studded defender. Bean will try and take it, and she is fouled. And wow, she's been filling the role of Jenna Cook quite nicely.
And we did say that as Bean is a sophomore, she is filling in for Jenna Cook quite well.
Kaylin Bean's first is off.
To the line for the Lady Panthers.
And what do you say she makes the second one here, Julia?
It's been a pretty wide-known trend for the night, so I would not be surprised if she made the second one. And there she goes.
There it is. Like we were saying time and time again.
It just takes them a shot to get going.
Oh, I'm sure. As A.J. Jackson will take the ball up the court now for the Warriors. Still a chance to tie the Panthers as they'll take it. That shot was off the mark anyways, as finally Bliss Miller gets a charge call. She's looked for three and got one. A.J. Jackson coming off the court for the first time for the Warriors.
That is extremely surprising, seeing as how well she's been doing in this game. And like we said, as a junior, she's really taking charge of this team.
Being fouled. Trying to get it out to J.C. Cook. Cook will inbound the ball. And never mind, she'll go to the line. A bit of confusion from the referees here. As being on her last attempt, missed her first and made her second. Let's see what she can do here. First one is up and out. And man, if she makes the second one, Julia, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I should buy a lottery ticket after this. She's gonna make it.
And
oh no, and she misses it.
The first time tonight, the first one misses and the second one misses. The Panthers throwing away a chance at making this a one possession, or a two possession lead, excuse me. As Whitley Rogers takes the ball up the court now. Trying to get to her right side. J.C. Cook has been good at stopping that all night. So drive, and she is fouled.
That was a very strong defense. Miller and Cook kind of just built a wall around Rogers, and Rogers tried to go through it.
Yeah, and that'll give J.C. Cook, who's typically very, very careful on defense, her first foul of the night. As Rogers, an open three, she'll miss it. Miller with the nice rebound, trying to recover that ball. She won't be able to. McNay has the ball now. She'll pass it out to the freshman. Off the mark, and the rebound from the Warriors once again. Tipped away, but fouled is number 30, Laura Morris, another freshman on this Warriors team.
It looks as though number 14, Adeline Calvis, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to set herself up and how to make it. It's just missing it. It's just getting off the mark by just a hair.
Yeah, you can tell this is how she plays the game. She sets up and gets that three ball very, very well. She's just not had the night she's expected to. As Whitley Rogers, you can't say the same for her with 12 points here early in the second half. She'll give it to McNay. McNay with the shot. Haven't seen her be on the arc much tonight, but that'll tie the game for the first time. The Panthers and Warriors sitting at a comfortable 29 points. J.C. Cook will put that to rest quickly off of the nice mid-range shot. She'll make the lead 31-29.
It was tied for a very short amount of time before our Panthers came back.
Whitley Rogers getting around the right side now. Setting up the screen, taking this covered shot by J.C. Cook. Every Panther on the court trying to get to that ball. And she is fouled. That'll be number 4, Isabella De Castro. Excuse me, that'll be on McNay, and that puts her in foul trouble. She's got 4 on the night, and such an instrumental player for the Warriors. Not looking good if she fouls out.
Let's see if Bean can break the trend for tonight again. And she makes the first one.
First one is good after her 1 shot made and no shots made. She's gone 1 for 4 before this opportunity, now 2 for 5. And there it is, 3 for 6, coming back strongly at the line. Rogers trying to get this offense moving once again. And Coach Rogers, her father, will call the timeout. Now, Julia, this team has come out strong from the second quarter and beyond, but getting down so much as they did in the first quarter, it's going to be hard, especially with the momentum that this Panthers seem to have just recently. And very strategically sound timeout from Coach Rogers. But what do you think the Warriors need to get back into this game, or not to get back into this game, but to get above in this game, which they have yet to do?
So like we said earlier, the Panthers have been leading, but the Warriors have been exceptionally well at following closely behind. They did a great job at closing in that gap, and I think now with the defense that they have, they really need to focus on offense and reading our defense better. Our defense is just dominating their offense and destroying any chance that they have at taking the lead.
The Warriors will get the ball now. Rogers leading her offense. Step back just shallow of the arc, would have been a 2 anyways. So her teammates will get the rebound once again, and a traveling foul on Whitley Rogers.
Bliss Miller has just had not good luck tonight with these fouls.
Yeah, she hasn't got the charge call as much as she hopes to, but Whitley will go ahead and travel anyways. And there the Lady Panthers go, giving the ball right back to the Warriors.
Here comes Whitley reading the defense, trying to make something happen.
Whitley Rogers. Her shot is off the mark. The Panthers have it again.
And here comes Bree Hall, passing it to Cunningham.
Cunningham to Churchill. Churchill driving herself. She'll get it out to Bean. Churchill, another promising junior that I'm sure we'll see a lot next year. Cunningham out to Bree Hall. Hall out to the senior Bliss Miller. Miller hasn't taken that 3-ball shot that you're typically expecting her to take with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. She'll try and get her around the defenders. There it is, the 3-ball for Miller, and it's just short. She'll get the rebound anyways. Cunningham going up. And that'll bring home 2 for the Panthers, making the lead 35-29. And 35, Cunningham's got 15 points.
We saw how that Warriors defense did a great job at reading our offense.
Yeah, it looked like they locked them up pretty well up until Cunningham got the ball. Calva trying to make something happen. She'll get it back to her point guard, Rogers.
And we see Calva setting up in the corner.
Rogers with the step back 3, just off the mark. Save trying to be made by Laura Morris, stuffed by the goalpost as the Panthers will get the ball once again. J.C. Cook coming in for Bliss Miller. And again, we talk about them so much. Jenna Cook seemingly overshadowing her sister J.C. Cook, but J.C. Cook has been a phenomenal key and player for this Panther team. Maybe not as much of a shooter, but if there's somebody open on the court, she will find him. Whitley Rogers dribbling up the court now.
Together, the Cook sisters are extraordinary, but missing Jenna in this game, JC is holding up her own.
And Whitley Rogers, of course, she seemed like a bright spot for this Warrior team, but taking a lot of forced shots that just don't need to be taken as JC's pass bounces off the feet of Cunningham. JC one-on-one, defended well, and off the mark, 2 layups missed, and Cunningham will just get it herself. Bean looking up the court now. Churchill driving and blocked handedly by J.B. McNay.
We see both teams' defense is getting even more dominant. They're really pushing for their defense in the second half.
So with the timeout call and a minute and 1 second left on the clock in this third quarter. The Panthers lead 35-29, which was just a tied game. The Panthers on a 6-0 run as of recently over this Warrior team. But this Warrior team has fought tooth and nail to stay in this game and get back into it, as it seemed like they had been absolutely handedly taken out of this game earlier. But now it's a game to watch and a game that's going to be tough for the Lady Panthers to hold out for.
You definitely can't count out the Warriors in this game because they have done such a great job at following behind the Panthers. Although the Panthers have had the lead, the Warriors have done a good job keeping up with them and even tied.
Bean up to Cunningham. Cunningham over 2 Warrior defenders. Hall getting it to Bean. Bean getting it to J.C. Cook. Cook back to Bean. Trying to pass around the ball as the Lady Panthers. And Bliss Miller will try and get it down to Bree Hall off the hands of Hall. Whitley Rogers pass it out to the freshman. Up and out. Bean on the fast break, a 1-on-2 with Brees Hall. 2-on-3 now. J.C. Cook for the 3 ball. Bang! Goes J.C. Cook. 3 points for the Panthers.
That is what we've been waiting on all night. J.C. Cook with her 3-pointers.
Yeah, she can definitely handle herself at the line. But another lady that can handle herself at the line, Whitley Rogers, her shot is off the mark. McNay, who's been now 2 for 4. Bean driving. With seconds left on the clock, she'll try and get the 3 ball up. She won't be able to hit the mark. The Panthers lead 38-29 at the close of this third quarter.
We talked about being surprised that Jenna Cook isn't back in the game, but I'm waiting for AJ Jackson to appear back in the game. She was pulled out during the first half, and I'm just waiting for her to come back. She did such a great job in the first half, not only on defense but on offensively as well. And I'm just waiting for her to come back and do it again.
Yeah, you got to think that maybe she hurt herself or just tweaked something, but she looks standing strong over there on that Warrior bench. Hopefully we'll be able to see her later tonight. But as of Whitley Rogers seems to be nearly the only person taking shots for this Warriors team, and if she's not hitting shots, none of this team will. As Rogers taking a lot of forced shots tonight. I mean, she's a great player, played EYBL for AAU, and which, I mean, to be in the EYBL is just an incredible feat itself. But Whitley Rogers just has to remember she's got teammates and she needs to pass the ball. She's been covered good and she's been defended handedly by this Panthers defense, as they know that she's their leading scorer.
I feel like they're really fanning out their defense to cover Rogers, because Rogers herself has a lot of role models, not only her dad being her head coach, but also her older sister Destiny is the head coach for women's basketball at A-State. So she's had a lot of mentors and a lot of people to look up to, and I think that's why she takes charge and she gets it done.
Yeah, a successful family. But here, AJ Jackson back on the court now. Nice to see her back. She'll get Rogers with the ball now. She'll get it out to her teammate Adeline Calva. Calva stripped away by Bree Hall. It'll go out of bounds.
We were just talking about seeing AJ Jackson back in this game, and here she is. Let's see if she makes something happen.
Jackson will get it to Rogers. Poked away by Bree Hall again. On the floor. The Warriors will get it. McNay down to Jackson. Jackson gets it poked away. Cunningham will get it to Bean, and Bean up the floor now for the Panthers.
We can't help but not talk about this defense in this game tonight, not only the Panthers but the Warriors as well.
Yeah, Bree Hall for the Panthers on defense has been incredible, getting strips and steals and many of takeaways in the past 2 seasons. But there they are, or there she is, Cunningham with 17 points on the board now. Whitley Rogers, step back. Another air ball from Rogers.
I feel as though Rogers knows that she can do it, but she's just getting off her mark. She just needs to find it.
Yeah, and a game that was so close just seconds ago has turned into an 11-point lead for the Panthers, as Bean fighting through this press. Get it to Bliss Miller, out to Cunningham. Cunningham trying to slow down this offense. She'll get it back to her point guard. To Miller. Making this defense work is the Panthers. Poked away by A.J. Jackson. J.C. Cook with a save on the backcourt violation. Get it to Bean. Bean driving back to Cook. Cook, bang! Another three ball for J.C. Cook. And correct me if I'm wrong, Julia, but that makes her 3 for 3.
That is, like we said, J.C. Cook, she just needs to get the ball rolling, and here she has. She's getting it done. And not only J.C. Cook, but I catch ourselves saying the name Abby Grace Cunningham a lot. And like we mentioned earlier, this is her first season with the Panthers as she transferred from Adkins. And she is fitting in well. Yeah,
nice to see her on the court for the Panthers as Bean trying to find anybody. She'll get it to Bliss Miller. Down low to Hall. Hall down low to Cunningham. Out to J.C. Cook. Another three ball. That one off the mark. Her first miss on the night. And Bree Hall trying to get the rebound will poke it out of bounds. And Jenna Cook on the bench has shown no signs of life. Looks like we might not be able to see her for the rest of this game with just 5 minutes and 58 seconds left. The Panthers lead 43-29 over the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors.
And that is sad to see our own #1 Jenna Cook on the bench, but our Panthers are holding up just as well.
Laura Morris to Jackson. Jackson shot is very well missed. J.C. Cook up to Bliss Miller. Miller driving. She'll get it out to Bean. Bean with the three ball. That one will miss as well off the iron.
Even though both teams are missing it, they're not missing it by a lot, hitting it off the rim or off the back.
Rogers finally gets herself some points here in the second half. Bean to Cunningham. Cunningham down to Hall. Hall double teamed in the corner. She'll break away. Out to Miller. The Panthers passing around the ball very well. Poked away by Jackson from Bean. She'll pick it up and try and find anybody. Hall down low to Cunningham. Cunningham out to Cook. This Warrior defense has been a lockdown on these Panthers as Cunningham finds an open shot. That's another 2 for Cunningham and puts her at 19 in this game.
Both teams have came into the second half really dominant on their defense, and it is showing. We saw our Panthers were the shot clock was winding down as they were trying to make a shot because this defense was just covering them exceptionally well.
The Panthers lead 45-31 over this Warriors team, but someone I'd love to talk about is Abby Grace Cunningham. She's got 19 points so far here early into this fourth quarter. I mean, it's impressive. Anyone that can score 19 points on this tough Warriors defense, especially this early in the fourth quarter, is an impressive player, as this Warriors defense has been incredible tonight.
Both teams' defenses have been well, but yeah, like you were saying, Abby Grace Cunningham is a force to be reckoned with. She's not only great on defense, but her offense and her making these shots has been exceptional. 19 points.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it. Another
bright spot on this Panther team. J.C. Cook knocking down the three ball very well. She's got 13 points on the night.
But also talking about getting up there in the points, #1, Whitley Williams for the Warriors. Whitley Rogers. She has been exceptional as well. And like you said, she's been very dominant with the ball and been keeping it to herself, but she's getting it done.
A.J. Jackson will have the ball now for the Warriors. Get it to number 30, Morris. Warriors put a shot up, and J.C. Cook with a rebound, trying to get it out, won't be able to. Morris steals the ball and gets too quickly. The Warriors trying their best to press. Bean moving quickly against this Warrior defense. Bree Hall over to Miller. Miller calling for any kind of help on the double team. J.C. Cook a bit flustered from the press of the Warriors, and that quick twitch defense will lose the ball, and it's Warrior ball.
This defense is doing very well. The Warriors defense is doing very well against our Panthers and blocking them.
A.J. Jackson will give it to Rogers. Rogers down low, stolen by J.C. Cook. She'll get one of her own. On the ill-advised pass, Whitley Rogers and McNay will get the steal. McNay with the ball now. Driving on Cunningham. Cunningham with good defense. Bree Hall will get the rebound. Get it to Miller. Miller to Bean trying to slow this game down. The Warrior defense won't let them. A pass that just can't be made from Kaylin Bean. You can chalk it up to inexperience as a timeout called for the Panthers. I mean, a cross-court pass like that just can't be made here late in the game with this Warrior defense trying to get back into it and fast. But this Warrior team is going to have to score often here late in the game to get back into it.
Which also in the first half that we saw that the Panthers had a decent lead on the Warriors, and the Warriors made a comeback tying it. And now that the Panthers have a decent lead again, we hope that we can see the Warriors come back and possibly tie or even take the lead. I think that that's not far off. I think that they can do it if they come together and pass the ball. And Rogers realizes that she's not alone in this game. She's got 4 other teammates on the court willing to get it done with her.
Yeah, this Warriors team has fought tooth and nail, but you got to think the only time this game has been tied was at the scores 0-0 and 29-29. They've only tied it once and has not once taken the lead over this Lady Panthers. This Panther team, no matter how close, has been denying the Warriors when it counts, and that's what they do. They've been incredibly impressive this year, and years before. You had to expect it this season as well.
After this timeout, we can only, let's see what the Panthers are going to do.
The Warriors taking up with A.J. Jackson. Jackson looking to make something happen. She'll get it to Rogers. Rogers. And a illegal screen by J.B. McNay that'll give the Panthers the ball once again. And if you're J.B. McNay, you just can't stick your knee out there like that. And that'll give the Panthers the ball once again and a chance to add on to this Panther lead. Bean with a nice pass to Cunningham. Cunningham out to J.C. Cook. That one off the front iron. Rogers double teamed, still pushing her way through that defense, just taken away by Bree Hall. Bree Hall giving it to Miller. Miller slowing down this Panther offense. J.C. Cook getting it to her point guard. Cunningham down low to Bree. Bree Hall on the miss, so get it out to J.C. Cook. Give it to Bean. Bean with the open three.
Oh.
Off the front iron once again. These three balls are just not falling here as of recently for the Panthers. Laura Morris passing the ball around. Whitley Rogers off the backboard, in and out. Panthers take the ball up the court now.
With 2 minutes left in the fourth, it seems as though both teams are getting a little tired, but this is when they got to wake up and they got to get it done.
I mean, this is where having such a small team for the Warriors comes back to bite you, as your starters will stay on the court for most of the game. Got to be good conditioning in those conditions, but J.C. Cook with the open three ball. Off the back iron this time. Just not able to die it in as Bree Hall gets the rebound. Cunningham going to make something happen. We'll get it to Bean. Bean smothered by Rogers. J.C. Cook across to Cunningham, finding Miller. Miller out to Cook. And this Warrior defense is just all over this Lady Panther offense. With less than 10 on the shot clock, call a foul on Whitley Rogers. Just a shove on Kaylin Bean trying to pass it away.
Like we talked about the Panthers defense reading Rogers and Jackson exceptionally well. The Warriors are having to work twice as much reading our whole team. It's not just it's a one-man show. It's our whole team. Any of them could get it done.
That'll put Rogers at 3 fouls. And what really hurts the Warriors is that reset.
Along with Jackson, they both have 4 fouls each.
And that's not good if you're the Warriors. And Jackson just not even able to play aggressive there at the board with J.C. Cook because she knows she's in foul trouble. Rogers with the step back 3, bang. That's what we've been expecting out of Rogers. That'll make it 47-36.
Rogers has been setting herself up to make it happen, and we were just waiting for it to connect, and there it was.
Yeah, if she connected early and often, it'd be a whole different ball game here for the Warriors. Bean over to Cook. Just passing it back and forth as Kaylin Bean and J.C. Cook. Panthers moving around now with less than 10 on the shot clock. Hall will get it to Bean. Bean will take it herself and hit hard off the backboard. Rogers alone at the arc, and she'll making it 47-39 Warriors. That's 2 3 balls in a row for Whitley Rogers.
That makes Whitley leading with 20 points this game. Like you said,
yeah, and with that, she'll be the leading scorer. And with the final buzzer, the Lady Panthers take home their 4th straight win on the season, winning handedly 47-39. Join us next Tuesday as the Lady Panthers take on the Bidden Panthers at home. Have a great evening, Panther fans.